Hey everyone, in this video I'll show you how to automate the process of creating levels and floor plans so you can be more efficient when it comes to working in Revit using Dynamo. Actually, it's going to be a quick tip how to avoid all of these mundane tasks, because when it comes to creating a new project, you always need to create such things like levels, floor plans, reflected ceiling plans, sheets. So my goal is to help you automate that process. In this tutorial, we're going to be focusing on creating levels and floors. So first things first, we're gonna be extracting the data from Excel. So as you can see here, I've written some of the things like levels, floor plans, reflected ceiling plans, but today we're sticking with the levels and floor plans. So even before even understanding what I've written over here, I wanna fire up Dynamo and just show you a couple of things like how you need to understand this. Let's wait for a minute, go with new for example. And when it comes to creating something using Dynamo, you always need to think like that works for me pretty well. You always need to think like you need to work backwards. Think of the last thing that you wanna think of the code that you wanna of the node which you wanna end up with. So for example, you wanna create level, you type your level.by, and you can see all of the options like how you can create level. You can go with elevation, you can go with level and offset, and you can go with elevation and name. And that is actually the one that I want to use over here, because if you go to south elevation here in Revit, you wanna set up your elevation, right, and the name of your level. So that is the one that I want to use here in Dynamo. The same goes with plans. So for example, you can even find it here. Go to the Revit, go to the views, and here you have all of the views that you can create using Dynamo. And here you can see floor plan view. Just click here and you have the option to create by level. So in this situation, we'll need to create all of our floor plans by level, and then by having the tool set parameter value by name, we can actually change all of the names of this. So that is the logic of that node. I'm gonna be showing you the go-to one, and I'm gonna be walking you through each step, so it's not gonna take a lot of time. So actually, and let me even, yeah. So we need to have level, and we need to have elevation and name, and for the floor we need to have the same. We need to have level and name. So if you go here, you can see in the Excel that we have name and elevation for our levels, and we have for our floor plans we have the name and the level. So, and that's it for the time being. Like levels, you go with, okay, what is the name I want to choose, I want to go with, and what is the elevation I prefer. And the same goes with floors. So yeah, and let me kind of close it because I want to show you the ready one. So go with open. Here I have project set up, and there we go. I'm in manual run, so nothing will happen in the project. So as you can see, I've divided this into some parts. So first of all, what you need to do, your first goal is to get this information from Excel. So you've written here something like for the levels, you've written name, you've written elevation. You need to get it into Dynamo somehow. You can do this. You need to, if you want to get this from file, remember these two nodes, file from path and file path. So you can type here just file, and here you have, if you scroll up a little bit, here you have file path, and so here you can get file path, and here you can type file from, and you can get file from path. Your goal is just to browse some of the files over here. Like here I've done with just an Excel file, and that's it. That's just an Excel file, as you can see. So you kind of find this, you get this file into Dynamo, and then you have this, you can type here Excel, and you can actually import Excel into your Dynamo by having this node, data import Excel. And then you go with the file that you have created. So you go with file that you've loaded into your Dynamo, and then you go with what you need to fit up over here is just sheet name, because here, as you can see, I have a lot of sheets like levels, floor plans, reflected ceiling plans, sheets. So you need to specify which the view you want Dynamo look at, and that is really important. So that is your first step, to kind of understand that you need to get this file to Dynamo, and you need to just import this. So that is the way how you can choose that one. How I kind of manage this part. The next thing, what you need to do is organizing the list. So I want to actually let me kind of freeze this for a little bit, and yeah, and this one I'll freeze. So yeah, I can, yeah, let's kind of go with run. So over here, as you can see, and make sure that nothing is happening here. No, nothing is happening. So here, as you can see, we've got our, here in the data import Excel, we got the list, in which we have a list that contains like name and elevation, level, and our elevation. So if you look at Excel, that is what is happening: name and elevation level 1, and the elevation actual level 2 and elevation, and that has the same structure. But again, if you work backwards, what I've suggested, we need to check what it wants to get. Your last option, level by elevation and name, it wants to have elevation and the name. So basically, the first thing what you need to do is to separate our, so I'm going to be showing you what I've ended up with, so you can understand what I'm talking about. So here we can get this part, this name and elevation. That was for us to just understand that in Excel, right? So we actually don't need this anymore. So by having this node, list first item and list rest of items, so you have these two options. So list dot first item. So you can go with this node, and it's gonna allow you to get the first list of all of these lists. And if you go with list rest of items, it's gonna just give all of the rest items of this. So that is the way how you can get your name and elevation, and just real level and elevation separately. So that is the first thing. So because we are doing everything to match these settings, I want to have elevation separately. So I want to have these numbers like minus 300, minus 275, minus 2000 and minus 27 and 50, minus 50, 0, and so on. So that is the elevation, and that is the name. As you can see, we need to have this separately. So now we have something like this. We have this structure of the list when you have level and elevation, level and elevation. And we have an amazing tool, we have an amazing node like Transpose, which allows you to look at it differently. So now our Dynamo looks at it like this: level 1 and elevation, level 2 and elevation, level 3 and elevation. Now by using this Transpose, you can look at it differently, like separately: level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, roof, and the same goes for this one. It goes like this, so it looks at it differently, as you can see here. So now it goes level 1, level 2, level 3, and here we have just elevations. So that is how you can kind of chop them into two parts, so you have separately your, you kind of manage to do that separately, to locate them separately. Now your goal is just kind of create with this list get item and index. So you can have it even here, list get item and index. So and just type what kind of item you want to get out of this. So let's say I want to get 1 and 0. You can create these with code blocks. So the first one, I want to get the first one of this, so you can get this, and the second and the 0 1 from this. So you have 0 and 1, you type here that, and you can get your list separately. And now you can feed that in, and if I kind of unfreeze this, but I want to freeze that part, and go to your Revit, and you can even delete this level too, but keep in mind that you will have this level by default, so eventually you'll need to delete this manually, because Revit will not allow you to delete the last level here. You can even create a quick schedule, so you can see that go with levels, for example. Let me find this levels and go with what I want to have. I want to have the name and the elevation. You can do something like this. Yeah, and now if I click run, we should have all of these levels. If you click run, you can see all of your levels. You have created this. And now when it comes to floors, let me kind of close it off. So now we can segue into our floors, and the same thing over here. We get the same file, and as you can see, we use the same things here. We just type here the different sheet name, floor plans, because here we have floor plans, right? Floor plans. And actually we are doing almost the same things. You're going with organizing. I've just copied that from here to here. We're organizing the list. We're getting the first item, in which we have just level and name and level, and the second item, in which we have our actual like floor plans and levels. Because again, think about what we need to have over here. We need to have just level. And here we can go with transpose, right? So we can transpose, we can have them separately. Then we can get, again, to kind of chop them into two different nodes. So we can have here just our levels and just our the name of our floors. But what was really interesting here is how to figure out the way how to fit in here levels, because what was the difference between this one and this one? That was expecting, as you can see here, we have level 1, level 2, level 3, but if you type here just object is object type, and if you feed that in and go with run, you can see that all of this is just a string. These are strings. It's not an actual level, it's just strings. It's just like a text. But here, if you hover over, you can see that you have your level and you have this highlighted thing which tells you that that's a Revit, that's a level from Revit. So that's an ID that you can even look it up in. You can even look it up in Revit by typing this ID. So, and this is what that floor is expected. It's expected, if you hover over it, you can see that it's a string. It expects a string, but here that expects an actual level. So here we kind of figure out how we can do this. So as you can see, if you look at it and look at just what you need to get actually over here. So let me kind of check this out. So for example, this is all of the levels, right? So we have level 1, level 2, level 3, 4, 5 roof, and then we have the same thing again. We have this amazing tool that is giving us so list index of. So how that works, I want to create a new one over here so you can understand that clearly. So for example, you have a list of some names, right? Level 1, level 2. You can get this list and type here, maybe I want to get level 05, right? And type here level 05. And if you feed that in and type run, you're going to get the index of it. So it's going to tell you it's 4. Like the index of this name is 4. So just a quick demonstration of what I've done. And actually here, what we can do that here we have here we have, as you can see, all of the levels. And my goal is to create a list with indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then fit into the list of list get item at index. So as you can see, what I've created over here, that we have a list of these 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's how that works. So we need to get somehow, and I'm going to explain how I did it. So over here we have this list get item at index that we've used for our elevation, right, for creating our levels. And we can use this list index of, and I feed that into this list, and then I search for all of these elements, and that's how I get these numbers, because it's looking like this. Okay, you get this list of this level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and roof, and I'm searching for this element, and it goes, okay, level 1 is the 0, as you can see, level 1 is the 0, level 2 is the 2, and it goes to the roof, right? And it goes again, level 1, where is that? It's located at 0. Index of this is 0, and as you can see, that is the same happening over here. And once you've got this part, you can easily use list get items at index. So we have these levels that we have created, and you can get list get item at index. So you can feed that in and say, okay, now I want to get all of these indexes of this level. So I want to get the 0, the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and go with the sixth one, go with the seventh one. And here, as you can see, that is what happened. We got all of these levels. You can try that out, and it's going to be even clearer for you. And right now, what we did, that we can easily create our floor plans. So if I unfreeze this, if I unfreeze this, but I'm gonna freeze this one. So if I go here and right now check it here, check these floor plans, go with run, as you can see, this is what happens. It creates some levels, but yeah, I performed this script on this, so it's better that we will need to actually, yeah, but now that works. No, that works. We've created all of the floor plan views, right? We've created all of this floor plan view, and it just automatically named all of this. So now the last thing what we need to do is to change the name for all of these levels. If you have something in Revit already, and if you want to make some tweaks to that, you want to make some changes to this, you can easily do this with set parameter by name. So if you go with set parameter, set parameter by name, here you can see the element, the parameter name, and the value. So we got all of our floor plans, right? We feed that to the element. Then we have what kind of a parameter you want to change. And actually, how you can understand what kind of a parameter you want to change is actually here. If you go to your some of your levels, for example, you have this parameter view name, as you can see over here. You have your view name. This is actually all of the parameters, and you can even type in, if you want to search here, element dot parameters, but it should go from this. So check it in Revit. I think it's going to be a little bit easier for you. So it's just view name, as you can see, view name. So you can easily type here view name. So that is, so all of the elements, what is the parameter I want to change is going to be view name, and what is the value. And the value is, if you remember, this is where we chopped up this list into two. So here we have just levels, and here we have the names. So here we have the names of our floor plans. So here we have the names. And now if I feed that in, and I feed that in actually, as you can see, I feed that to the value. And if I kind of go with run, you're going to have this prompt. Would you like to rename corresponding levels and views? No. And there you go. All of your plans have been renamed. So that's how that works. So that's it for today. Please like and share this video. If you have any suggestions, please comment in the comment section below. And have a nice day.